Nicole Wallace and Gabriel Guevara star Your Fault aka Culpa Tuya to release on Prime Video. Prime Video has announced that the Spanish original film Culpa Tuya aka Your Fault will be released exclusively worldwide on December 27, following the success of Culpa Mía, which launched on Prime Video last year and achieved unprecedented success in the service worldwide. Spoiler, jump this paragraph not to read it. A quick example is when her mother, who buys her a ridiculously expensive wardrobe, threatens not to pay for her college tuition unless Noah doesn't move in with Nick. Noah originally sticks up for herself and calls her mother's bluff, only to change her mind minutes later and comply with her mother's blackmail. She's too proud to accept Nick paying for her tuition, but hey, his dad paying for it via her mother's hand is okay. I'm still trying to wrap my head around that logic. While reading Your Fault, you can also see where Ron tried to backfill gaps in a story that was supposed to be a standalone. And the plot has quite a few holes. The Leisters are a wealthy family, rich enough to have a head of security. But, conveniently, when Noah's mother and her husband go on a business trip, Noah, the kidnap victim who pissed off a gang in their local rough neighborhood, is left home alone. And, surprise, surprise, they get broken into. Because, you would leave the weakest link in your family home alone and give the head of security and all your staff a day off. Incredibly convenient for the plot but nonsensical. A gun also makes a cameo in this scene, never to be seen again. Why mention it, if it has no bearing? And the holes don't stop there. In the first book, Noah is really conscious of the scar she bears from her father's domestic abuse, always choosing to wear a one-piece suit. But, in Your Fault, she parades around in bikinis despite being traumatized by the events at the end of the first novel. The story also hosts a couple of untethered tertiary characters. Those that appear out of nowhere and are gone just as quickly. Yet, their presence, albeit fleeting, supposedly changes everything in the second and even the third book. Nick's grandfather and Briar are the most obvious. Sophia is also called Sophie on occasion, maybe a translation mishap, which as you're being introduced to a new cohort of characters, becomes a little confusing. At first, I wasn't sure if Sophie was in fact Sophia. If you read any other reviews for Your Fault, you will also note it has received quite a lot of backlash about victim shaming. Spoiler, jump this paragraph not to read it. That's because Nick breaks up with Noah once he realizes she has slept with Michael, her therapist. However, at the time this happens, he doesn't know she was taken advantage of and Noah does very little to explain what happened. One of the many moments when her feistiness should kick in but doesn't. By this point in the plot, Nick had also warned Noah about having Michael as her therapist, citing his age and lack of experience as a point of concern. But Noah doesn't listen, and decides to have as a therapist the older brother of one of her good friends, who is not that much older than her and insists that she has therapy sessions every day, outright stating that, her boyfriend, is not good for her. Everyone can smell the coffee, just not Noah, as per usual. But it's Nick who comes across unreasonable when he finds out his girlfriend has slept with someone else, and he feels hurt and cheated on. His ignorance of the situation painting him in the wrong light, and his hurt at Noah's betrayal being ignored because the reader was a witness and is aware of what really happened. Ironically, Nick also kisses someone else. But somehow, this is completely overlooked and excused by Noah. Sure, sleeping with someone else goes deeper than kissing. But if you're in an exclusive relationship, you're supposed to do neither of those. And in this case, Nick's cheating seems to go completely unnoticed, despite the fact that both of them react in exactly the same way to the unfolding family drama. Having said that, this is not even what rubs me the wrong way about this controversy. The issue that Noah was manipulated into having sex with someone is never dealt with. Michael never faces any repercussions, despite the Leisters being a family of lawyers. Noah doesn't even consider pressing charges against him, despite stating more than once that he was supposed to help her, but he destroyed her instead. In fact, it's Nick that gets the short stick after giving Michael a well-deserved ass whooping. Yes, I do think that if you use your position of power to sexually abuse someone under your influence, you deserve a can of woo pass. Bite me. And Noah goes to the hospital to play nice and talk Michael out of it, when in fact, what happened to Noah should pose a massive threat to his career as a therapist, if not outright spell its end. Worse still, Noah has gone through a very traumatic experience, and her mother, who has strong opinions about Noah's relationship with Nick, doesn't seem to have any opinions on her daughter seeing a qualified therapist. She also plays host to Sophia, the girl she's keen to set up with Nick, for dinner on the anniversary of Noah's trauma. Showing a complete and utter lack of tact. But this is also never addressed, and she's never really called to account about it. By this point, you start feeling the plot has a lot of loopholes and loose ends. And as if the whole thing wasn't already more punctured than Swiss cheese, there are also subplots that appear out of the blue and make this novel feel quite bitty and fragmented. Spoiler, jump this paragraph not to read it. The whole plotline with Briar and Nick is superfluous and almost totally irrelevant, as the kiss with Sophia could have done the job and Michael could have been the villain on his own. Maddie and Nick turn out to be full brother and sister, but there is a huge age gap in between them, which means Nick's parents have rekindled their romance at some point after his mother left them and married someone else. None of this is explained in this book or the third. The whole story with Maddie becoming just a device to get Nick and Noah in the same room after their split. In short, Your Fault is a bit of a grueling read. You could probably lose 200 pages and it wouldn't damage the core point of the story. The pace is slow and the catalog of disjointed events just gets on your nerves.
Anticipations to come. The video trailer is in Italian with subtitles in all languages. Remember to press the CC button at the top of the video and choose the subtitle language as well. Go! Good vision! On YouTube, the YouTuber, Giulia Segreti, who became famous for her voice, lets you discover the world of Bridgerton by reciting the most important parts of the book with her voice.
Lasciarsi è un'esperienza dolorosa e complessa, che può avere conseguenze profonde su entrambi. Non bisogna mai lasciarsi.
Here we are. Of course we saw a short preview. You can see them whole in the YouTube channel of the voice actress and creator Giulia Segreti. She is a voice actress and actress. With her voice it brings strong emotions. She is Italian. In her videos you can also activate all the subtitles. Just go to the YouTube video options and then choose the language. We talked to Giulia. She uses her own voice in an innovative and particular way.
È vero, non hai avuto un buon esempio, ma hai imparato a mie spese che dagli errori si impara e si diventa persone migliori.
And she is popular on the web. She opens her self-titled YouTube channel and starts uploading audio readings of modern books in collaboration with male voice Baron Mark Keel. She also does commissioned audio readings from many female writers. Giulia and Baron are also a couple in real life. They met on the web.
Senza di lui la maggior parte del lavoro non era possibile. Ci siamo conosciuti attraverso la grande passione per il doppiaggio e per le letture.
Giulia was looking for a male voice for her projects and then she learned that she was a neighbor. You have dubbed some important films and participated in various famous Italian TV programs. Giulia is also a Spotify artist. She realizes with her voice covers of her recited. She's a writer. She has acted in the theater in various shows and fairs. For some years she was also the speaker on the radio and currently she is the voice of important radio commercials. Her voice is also on Audible. In fact, she also makes audiobooks. In short, she does many things in one day. She likes to tease with her voice and has managed to work with her voice. She loves animals, she loves being with her boyfriend. It's hard to sum up her life. I suggest you visit her YouTube channel. There you can hear and see her work. While her private life and her other passions can be seen on Instagram.
Io, insieme a voi, ho una lunga strada da percorrere. E mentre percorriamo insieme questa strada, altre persone si uniranno.